From a single spark in the gathering dusk, humanity began a journey to gather, to share, and ultimately to remake the world. On an ancient African plain, fire holds the darkness at bay. Here, stories are woven into memory long before the written word. With the warmth of the flame came the power of language, a tool to link minds, to soften fears, and to fuel the cooperation that would carry our ancestors across continents and ice sheets. This shared knowledge found fertile ground beside the great rivers. In the rich soil of the Nile, the Indus, and the Fertile Crescent, a gamble on seeds and patience paid off. Harvests yielded surplus, and with surplus came new roles: the potter, the scribe, the chief. A clay tablet marked with measures of grain was more than a tax receipt. It was the blueprint for a city. From the Yellow River to the high plateaus of the Andes, this pattern repeated. Local crops reshaped time itself, and temples rose alongside granaries. With abundance came a question: who decides? As shared stories became laws, villages began the slow, inexorable lean toward the state. In Mesopotamia and Egypt, writing fixed memory in stone and clay. Scribes tracked the lifeblood of the floods, while kings claimed divine right. Power was no longer fleeting, it was carved into monuments. This model was studied, adapted, and challenged. Across the Aegean, Greek city-states debated philosophy, leaving a legacy of science and reason. To the east, the Persian Empire built roads that carried not just soldiers, but ideas, spreading them with startling speed. To the west, Rome fused conquest with a revolutionary concept: citizenship. On the Indian subcontinent, the Mauryan and Gupta empires balanced justice with art, while in the Far East, the Han dynasty perfected bureaucracy on silk and paper. And across a vast ocean, the Maya mapped the stars, building their own world of meaning in stone. Slowly, these great centers began to connect. Along the Silk Road and across the Indian Ocean, markets became the arteries of a new, interconnected world. With bales of spice came new beliefs. Knowledge, like currency, began to flow. New faiths like Christianity and Islam swept across continents, providing not just meaning, but community, law, and institutions that would shape cities and schools for centuries. Then, from the steppes, horsemen thundered across Eurasia, uniting desert and forest. This Mongol unification accelerated the flow of messages and merchants, but the paths of connection carried a darker traveler. The Black Death revealed the terrifying fragility of this new global network. Soon, tall ships armed with iron cannon would turn scattered oceans into a single, crowded stage. The age of exploration bound continents together, triggering the Columbian Exchange, a global remix of life itself. A humble potato crossed the sea and ended famine. But chains crossed too, fueling the brutal transatlantic slave trade and forever changing the meaning of home. In Europe, new ways of seeing, through telescopes and the lens of reason, ignited revolutions. The Enlightenment's call for liberty echoed from the Americas to France to Haiti. Yet, as rights were debated on paper, human beings remained in chains. Then coal and steam remade the world once more. The factory whistle replaced the sun, hammering hours into wages, swelling cities, and sharpening the divide between classes. The 20th century brought total war. 2 global conflicts shattered empires and accelerated invention. A Cold War divided the planet into rival ideologies, yet beneath the surface, a new wave of globalization was taking hold. Digital networks began to weave together markets, movements, and memories at the speed of light. We live in the world built by this history. Our greatest challenges and innovations travel along the very networks forged over centuries. Climate change, pandemics, and inequality respect no borders. We are, for the first time, a single, interconnected civilization. And the story is not over. Ahead lies the debate over our technology, our power, and the future of the fragile planet we all call home.